Howdy, welcome back. I want to talk to you a little bit about this trend that I'm kind of seeing, well, everywhere, almost everywhere I look. And that's the trend of perpetual adolescence. This extended state of youth, I guess you could say. I mean, that's what adolescence is, right? Now, I can bring a certain amount of expertise to this because I lived it. From age 14 to 24 or what have you, thereabouts, I stayed in this perpetual state of adolescence. It could be argued that from 14 to 18 or so, you are an adolescent. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being an adolescent at that time of your life. But I didn't want it to end. And that permeated my whole life. At parties, I wanted it to keep going, I guess forever. I don't know. I didn't really think about it at the time, but it always saddened me that it had to come to an end. And everything comes to a certain end at some point. You have to wake up and face the next day. Or in my case, get a shower and be in the next day because I never went to bed. It's a dangerous way to live when you start taking on substances and chemicals and whatnot. But I ain't gonna sit here and lie about it. That was my life. And then by, completion of school, which in my case was 17, I didn't want it to end. I carried on in that lifestyle. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I had friends that were married by that time and settling down. It's like, man, you gotta settle down, man. And my theory was, well, why? I didn't want it to end. Well, now I'm starting to see this trend almost everywhere I look. The local grocery store in my town, at the customer service help desk, they have little figurines of toys. Toys. At the professional customer service help desk. The people that are helping you at various locations might have a ring in their nose, which I don't understand, and they're covered in tattoos and they got piercings and punctures all over. What you do with your body is your business. I couldn't possibly care any less. It is of no harm to me. As long as you're able to do your job at the pharmacy I go to, it's actually in the other town. The kid that does that, he's got painted fingernails and sleeve tattoos and he's hooked stuff all over, but he's a whiz bang at that computer, and that's all I need him to do. Got them painted fingernails just flying like the jazz hands. That's all I'm asking. Just be good and competent at your job, and he is. The optics of it might be questionable, but again, doesn't negatively affect my life. But this perpetual state of adolescence, and I have grown friends that still want to party like it's 1992. To each their own, it doesn't really affect my life. It is affecting theirs, however, but that's their business, not mine. The trouble with that is, with this extended adolescence, sooner or later, you're going to find something that you're going to want to be taken seriously on. And that's going to be a tough row to hoe. I saw a video right here on YouTube. It was a protest of Elon Musk and all the bad things he's doing. Now, these people are very serious about the matter at hand. And I've gone on record, and I'll double down on it again. The relationship between the government and Elon Musk is going to end badly. I mean, the guy gets hundreds of millions of dollars in subsidies. Are we cutting that? Waste and fraud? But anyway, it's bigger than that. It's fascism, where corporations merge with the government. These people are serious about their campaigning. Their argument, their contention is they're going to sell their Tesla. Sell it just even as cheap as you can, one lady said. And what good is that going to do? He already got your money on the initial purchase. Now, I guess that maybe there's subscription plans that come with a Tesla. I don't know. Electric cars are way more inefficient than combustion engine cars. You can do the math and look it up on your time. Just, you gotta trust me on this. They are. Do what you want. It doesn't harm me. But this dude, I guess he's a dude, he's got pink hair and he's got, I don't know what's even happening here, but you want to be taken seriously with your pink hair. Here's another one, an 80-year-old woman in a butterfly suit, flapping the wings of the butterfly over and over. And somehow you want to be taken seriously as you're dressed as a butterfly. The guy giving the report, I should have got his name because credit where credit is due. I didn't, of course. He's kind of on his little independent media news desk, which is a great thing, don't get me wrong. But the toys everywhere on the desk. And you want to be spoken, you want to do your speaking as if you want people to take you seriously. But you have toys on your desk. Again, we go back to the chemicals and stuff. You prolonged adolescence. There's head shops not far from my place, a couple, 2-3 miles. And I'm in the traffic in and out of there. I mean, I'm admittedly in the wrong business. Once the weed shops became a prevalent and somewhat legalized thing, somebody's knocking down the paydays. I mean, just raking in cash. You want to do your simulated weed thing that's killing your health? None of my concern until it is. Until you rip out of that parking lot stoned to the bone and plow into me, which has nearly happened every bit of 7 times. I've lost count at this point. It's not a problem until it is a problem. And that's kind of like extended adolescence. It's not a problem until it is. Until you're me at 23 years old, coming in hungover, and it takes me a couple, 3 hours to really get going, like a full bore, full engine thing. And then I want to go to my supervisor and talk to them about how I should have a pay increase. Well, 3 of the 5 days a week you're coming in so hungover, it takes you a minimum hour just to function. You want to be taken seriously and come from the position of how you deserve more money? You understand where I'm going with this? Sooner or later, you're going to want to be taken seriously about something. And that's tough to do when you're stuck in adolescent world. These video games, and again, you want to go play video games with every waking hour that you have that's free. By all means, have at it. It's a nice little escape from reality. But then you're going to want to be taken seriously where you're saying, well, I can't afford to live in this economy. I can't get my own place. It's unaffordable. But all those hours, maybe you could have been earning other income, you chose to play games. Extended adolescence. Because it's fun. You chose to spend your extra money on concert tickets. And these concert tickets were $175. I don't know what they cost. Now, I won't pay those kind of prices to go see anybody. But that's probably a fair estimation. That's something you chose to do. Well, then you can't turn around and say, well, I can't afford to make it in this. I can't afford to go shopping for my 17th pair of shoes and still be able, there's credit card debt's just crippling me. You can't have it both ways. And that's the thing that people are trying to do. The difficulty I see with it is they're not aging out of it. It took me till, really, truth be told, probably 27, 28 to get my head out of my ass and even remotely start getting a plan together, which is a really bad strategy. I can tell you that from firsthand experience. But I did come out of it, and by 30, I was set on a pretty good path. Best that I could do. These people don't seem to be coming out of it. 30, 35, 40, 50, 60. 70, yeah, 80 years old and dressed up as a butterfly. But you want people to take you seriously. And you understand it's not really working out. I don't know, man. That's my take on it. You can put your comments in the doobly-doo. You can tell me how I'm wrong or right or indifferent, or doesn't matter. It's all going to crap anyway. So everything's in how you look at it, I suppose. It just strikes me as interesting, as a lot of things do. I do appreciate you watching. Thanks for sticking with me. So not every topic's going to be right up your thing. I get that. That's fine. But I do appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.